believe it.
That is why you fail.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most dangerous rescue missions in movies.
Houston, we have a problem.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
You know, hope is a mistake.
If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
For this list, we'll be looking at rescue missions from various films that had a high degree of difficulty and casualties. We will also be including movies based on real-life events. And since we'll be discussing whether the missions were successful, here's your spoiler alert. Which rescue mission would you not want to undertake? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Saving the President. Escape from New York. In this movie's alternate history, Manhattan has been converted into a giant maximum security prison filled with dangerous life-term convicts.
There are no guards inside the prison, only prisoners and the worlds they have made. The rules are simple. Once you go in, you don't come out.
The president is kidnapped from Air Force One and taken to the prison, where he is used as a hostage during an escape attempt across the Queensboro Bridge. Convicted felon Snake Plissken is brought in to save him.
You go in, find the president, bring him out in 24 hours, and you're a free man.
24 hours, huh?
Plissken must deal with violent criminals like the local crime boss's henchmen, a Queensboro Bridge littered with active mines, and even micro-explosives planted within his body by the police commissioner to keep him in line. Many people die along the way, and both Snake and the president barely escape with their lives.
We did get you out. A lot of people died in the process. I just wondered how you felt about it.
Well, I want to thank them. This nation appreciates their sacrifice.
Number 9. Rescuing Phillips, Captain Phillips. The Maersk, Alabama hijacking saw 4 armed Somali pirates seizing the cargo ship and holding it for ransom, proving the first successful pirate seizure in hundreds of years. The United States Navy was eventually sent in to secure the ship, rescue the hostages, and dispatch the pirates. Castellano initially attempts a peaceful surrender, but the pirates' continued resistance and repeatedly violent actions prevent them from doing so.
We want to resolve this thing peacefully.
So let's find a way out of this together before someone gets hurt.
Phillips is viciously beaten in the process, and he nearly loses his life at the hands of pirate Naji. The Navy faced many dangerous obstacles and cut it very close, but Phillips is eventually saved when 3 marksmen simultaneously take out the pirates.
2 red, no shot. We're still at 2 red. I need sights on targets. I need 3 targets green.
Number 8. Saving the Blackhawks. Black Hawk Down. Another action film based on real events, Black Hawk Down covers the historic Battle of Mogadishu, which took place between the 3rd and 4th of October, 1993.
2 Tier 1 personalities may be present. Omar Salad, Hadid's top political advisor, and Abdi Hassan Awali, Interior Minister. These are the guys we're after.
During the Somali Civil War, the American military was sent in to capture advisors loyal to the Somali National Alliance. The Black Hawk helicopters are shot down during the escape, prompting a very dangerous and very deadly rescue mission. The rescue teams were greatly outnumbered and forced to contend with thousands of armed Somali soldiers, not to mention their roadblocks that effectively prevented rescue. They were forced to fight throughout the night, and while the rescue mission was successful, the battle claimed 19 American lives. Number 7. The Canadian Caper, Argo. This thriller, directed by and starring Ben Affleck, tells the story of the Canadian Caper, a famous rescue operation undertaken by the CIA and Canadian government to rescue American diplomats from the Iranian hostage crisis. The crisis occurred in Tehran and saw armed supporters of the Iranian Revolution holding Americans hostage inside the U.S. Embassy. 6 diplomats evade capture, and a rescue operation is launched to get them out of Iran.
The Canadian producers put it out there. They were looking at Egypt and Istanbul. Then we go to the consulate and say, hey, we want to look at Iran too. I fly into Tehran. We all fly out together as a film crew. Done.
It's led by Tony Mendez, who ventures into the powder keg that is Tehran to personally rescue the escapees. They are nearly captured on numerous occasions, and they just barely escape the Revolutionary Guards at the airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to announce that alcoholic beverages are now available as we have cleared Iranian airspace.
The entire movie is an exercise in unbearable tension, and it makes for thrilling viewing. Number 6. Stranded Astronauts. Apollo 13. Few things are scarier than being stranded in space. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened to astronauts Jim Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes. They were the members of Apollo 13, a disastrous space mission that saw the service module floating through space after an oxygen tank explosion.
Hey, we've got a problem here.
What did you do?
Nothing, I stirred the tanks.
Whoa. Hey.
The crew was forced to contend with a number of problems, including decreased oxygen supply, rising carbon dioxide levels, a lack of electric power, a shortage of drinking water, and a freezing cabin.
We gotta find a way to make this fit into the hole for this, using nothing but that.
Both the astronauts and ground control were forced to improvise solutions, and thanks to some quick thinking and incredible intelligence, the astronauts were able to make a safe return to Earth.
Hello, Houston. This is Odyssey. It's good to see you again.
Number 5. Freeing the Citadel. Mad Max Fury Road. This action classic takes place in a distant future in which the world has become a desert wasteland with limited resources. A dictatorial ruler named Immortan Joe runs the Citadel with his army of war boys, providing citizens with water only on rare occasions. Max Rockatansky and Imperator Furiosa decide to liberate the Citadel, leading Joe and his army on a thrilling chase through the desert.
This is your way home.
We go back?
Back?
Yeah.
Many major characters die in the explosive pursuit, including Nux, Joe, and the Keeper of the Seeds. Furiosa herself is seriously wounded, but is saved after Max performs a timely blood transfusion. They just barely get back to the Citadel, but they are nevertheless successful in its liberation. Number 4. Nakatomi. Die Hard. Bruce Willis stars as action movie legend John McClane, a New York City police detective visiting Los Angeles for his estranged wife's Christmas office party.
You throw quite a party. I didn't realize they celebrated Christmas in Japan.
While there, the building is overtaken by professional thieves looking to steal $640 million in bearer bonds. McClane is the only person not taken hostage, and he is forced to battle his way through the armed thieves. It's a dangerous mission for all involved. McClane is severely battered and beaten, numerous police officers are shot after attempting a break-in, an armored car is blown up by an RPG, and some die in a massive explosion after Hans Gruber blows the roof. Number 3. The Dunkirk Evacuation. Dunkirk. For his 10th movie, director Christopher Nolan went back to World War II to dramatize the events of the Dunkirk evacuation. Taking place from May 26th to June 4th of 1940, Operation Dynamo saw numerous Allied forces aiding in a retreat of trapped soldiers in Dunkirk, France. At the end of the 9-day ordeal, over 338,000 Allied forces had been rescued.
Churchill wants 30,000. Ramsey's hoping we can give him 45.
There are 400,000 men on this beach, sir.
We'll just have to do our best.
Dunkirk portrays 3 different but concurrent stories. One sees a British private surviving numerous ship sinkings. Another concerns a Spitfire pilot defending the evacuation and engaging in numerous dogfights. The third sees a civilian vessel aiding in the evacuation and rescuing a traumatized soldier. Many people die in the ordeal, including teenage civilian George, and others are taken captive by the Germans.
We shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Number 2. Luke rescues Han and Leia. Star Wars, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. The final 20 minutes of this movie are an absolute rush of shocking plot developments.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
After experiencing a premonition, Luke abandons his training and flies to Bespin to rescue Han and Leia, who have been captured by the Empire and used as bait. Darth Vader has Han frozen in carbonite, and once Luke arrives, he engages his own son in a lightsaber duel.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
During the battle, Vader severs Luke's right hand, and Luke nearly dies after falling down the massive air shaft. He is subsequently rescued by Leia and the Millennium Falcon, which is nearly overtaken by Vader's Star Destroyer.
We've got to go back.
What?
I know where Luke is.
What about those fighters?
Should we just do it?
All right.
They barely escape Bespin, and the movie ends on a famously dour note. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Rescuing kidnapped son, Extraction. A mercenary is recruited to rescue the kidnapped son of a drug lord. Crumbling City, San Andreas. A helicopter rescue pilot must rescue his daughter in the midst of a massive earthquake.
I see a way in. I'm going after her.
Ray.
I'm bringing her back.
SS Pendleton, The Finest Hours. The Coast Guard rescues the crew of the SS Pendleton after the ship breaks in half.
And this ship will be sunk by nightfall. Now, every fella here wants to live. The only way that happens is if we run her aground.
Morpheus and the Agents, The Matrix. Neo fights agents and blows up buildings while rescuing Morpheus. Going after Newt. Aliens. Ripley battles the Queen Alien while rescuing Newt from the Hive.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan. This Steven Spielberg masterpiece concerns the rescuing of Private First Class James Ryan, the last living Ryan brother. His 3 brothers perish in action, 2 of whom died during the Normandy invasion. General George C. Marshall orders Captain John Miller to round up a team and rescue Private Ryan from Nazi-occupied Normandy so he can return home to his grieving mother.
You came all the way out here to tell me that?
You're going home. Our orders are to bring you back.
The mission proves just as dangerous as it sounds, ending in a massive battle in Ramel involving tanks, knife-wielding Germans, and improvised sticky bombs. Most of Miller's squad is lost, including Miller himself. Luckily, Ryan proves to be one of the few survivors, and he returns to Normandy as an elderly man to pay tribute to Miller.
Every day, I think about what you said to me that day on the bridge. I've tried to live my life the best I could. I hope that was enough.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.